Hi everybody, and welcome to my latest YouTube video. Thank you all of you that have joined me for this latest edition. This is going to be a little update on the last Beatles job lot that I got. You'll have to excuse me if I sound a little bit out of breath, but I'm full of cold. So if I don't sound too good, you'll have to excuse me. This is the job lot that I got. Well, it should have been here just before Christmas, but it came just after Christmas, and it was the 17 Beatles LPs. Some of them was in okay condition, some of them, like I've said in the previous video, I did nearly throw away. I have actually had time to play them all now, and this is like an update of the ones that we haven't already featured. To be honest, now they've all been cleaned, they're actually nice playable copies. They're never going to be, you know, pristine copies or mint copies, but they are nice playable copies. So I think I've done well to salvage these records. Excuse me 1 minute. You know, I think a lot of people might have seen these records, and if they'd got them in their collection would have probably thrown them away. Like I say, there was a couple that I was in two minds whether to, but they've, you know, they've all been cleaned now and they all play nice. There's no skips or jumps on any of them. First off, I'm going to show you the Revolver one that we have already looked at. Now, if you remember, this was the one that somebody had kindly written all over the cover, hadn't they, if you remember, in ink or pen. I have managed to get most of it off. It seemed like it took for ages, but in all honesty, it probably took me about half an hour. I had quite a few comments off people. Some said, you know, use a little bit of WD-40. Some people said use a hairdryer. Some people said what else? You can use hairspray. In the end, I did use a little bit of WD-40, but it didn't really seem to be doing a lot. So I actually used an old ink rubber, very, very gently, and it's actually come back up okay. Now, if you look, you can still very, very faintly see some of it there. Look, that bit wouldn't come off, and then on George you can just faintly see the moustache, very, very faintly, but when you go like that you can't really see it. Yeah, I know it's still there. A lot of people wouldn't bother doing that, would they? But in all fairness, I think it looks a hell of a lot better than what it did before. So that's the first one, but we've already looked at that one, so I just thought I'd show you that, you know, I have been busy doing things. Still not going to make any difference to the value of it, I don't think, but at least it is now a nice presentable copy. This next one was the Let It Be. Again, I've cleaned it on my Project record cleaning machine. I played it on my Sony Direct Drive record player with the Audio Technica cartridge in it. This sounds absolutely amazing. Honestly, does sound amazing. I've put on it the Beatles Let It Be, their USA pressing, gatefold cover, record very good, cover very good. A lot of you have also commented on this, and from what I can make out and from your comments, this is a genuine American copy. It was bootlegged a lot, wasn't it, or counterfeited a lot, but a lot of you seem to be in the same impression of me that it is a genuine American copy. So again, that's a brilliant one to have in my collection. And for saying that, it cost me £3 and I've cleaned it, and you'll be amazed at how much these go for on the internet. A lot more than £3. The next one was the Beatles for Sale. Yeah, I've got hundreds of copies. Well, I've got hundreds of copies. I've got quite a few copies of it. This is the one that was it's a French pressing, so it's classed as a French export copy for the UK market. Again, I played this, was it yesterday or day before? Lovely sounding record. It's on par with anything from the UK about 1973, which is when these were pressed for the UK market. Still got the lovely Made in France sticker on the back. I will show it you. I will show you this. The gatefold is actually quite nice. It's not too shabby. I've put everything in new anti-static sleeves. if the original sleeve was with it, like an EMI advertising sleeve or something, I've kept them with it as well. But this one has actually come up really, really nice. It actually looks like a brand new record. Again, sound quality and everything, absolutely amazing on it. Like I say, it's on par with anything from the UK around that time. Very, very happy to have it to add to my collection. Just bear with 1 second, I've got a bit of the dry throat, so please bear with me. I'm not being rude. Next one is John Lennon Rock and Roll. Yes, it's not the rarest John Lennon album in the world, is it? Again, UK press. I think it's the first pressing from what I can make out. Record is very good, stroke excellent. Plays absolutely amazing. No skips, no jumps, not even any background noise on this, or very, very little. I mean, if you listen to it carefully enough, yes, you can hear a little bit of background noise, but you know, you've got to be listening to it to like realise it's there, if that makes sense. Cover's okay on this one, apart from just there. So I haven't done anything with that. I'm going to leave that as it is. If I get time, I might try and glue it, but I don't think that's going to glue. It might do. It might do. But the rest of the cover is okay. And like I say, this actually, it's like a brand new record. And it sounds amazing. Very, very overlooked John Lennon album, this. A lot of people say, oh, it's only a covers album. Yeah, it is a covers. You know, there's no original John Lennon songs on this whatsoever. It is all covers, but his voice always sounds better on the rockier or rock and rolly sort of songs, in my personal opinion. Yes, he was good at singing ballads and stuff like that, and love songs as well, don't get me wrong. But I think his voice always sounded better on the Beatles cover versions of rock and roll songs, in some ways better than Paul McCartney's. On certain songs, don't get me wrong, me and Paul did brilliant versions of Long Tall Sally and things like that. So, you know, I'm not being funny. I just think that is a very, very overlooked record in the John Lennon catalogue. And no disrespect to Paul McCartney, but it's better than the Back in the USSR or the Russian album, as some people know it. Fantastic album, very, very overlooked. Next up, we've got Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. This is a 70s reissue from around about, I'd say, roughly 1976. The cover on this one wasn't too bad anyway. What have I put on there? I've put the Beatles Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band 1970s UK reissue, 2-box EMI with cutouts. Record very good, cover very good. Apart from that there, again, I don't know if that'd stick or not. This was the one where the cover had actually come apart, so that has been re-glued there. And this does actually play really, really nice. Excuse me. Does play nice. Yes, there is some marks on it. Very, very slight hairline marks. But it has actually come up really, really nice. Again, sounds fantastic. A little bit of very, very minor crackle in places, and I do mean very, very minor crackle. And then we've got the Beatles Rarities, which isn't really Rarities, it's B-sides and album tracks basically. Nice album to have. I was looking on eBay yesterday and I was quite surprised how much these go for. I'd have said it's like a £5 to £10 record. I couldn't find one of these under £15. And to be honest, for saying the cover on this is, don't get me wrong, it's intact, but it is I'd say it's only good. It's, you know, it's showing its age. It's got ring wear. It's got a little mark there, look, just there. But the record itself has come really, really nice. In fact, I don't think this had ever been played. Really, really nice, shiny record. So that's it. That is going to be the end of this little series of videos. There's a couple more that I've still got to clean. I've got to clean the 62 to 66, the 67 to 70, and the Beatles story. But I don't think you're going to be interested in them, because I think we've done the most interesting ones out of the lot of them. So would you have done what I did? You know, you can be honest. Would you have bought a job lot that you knew needed cleaning? You knew that some of them might not play. They could have been warped. They could have had, I mean, some of them did have scratches on, didn't they? But they all play okay. And I do mean that. None of them jump. Not one of these records has jumped. Yes, some of them have got a little bit of background noise. Some of them have got a little bit of, you know, hiss or little clicks in places. Nothing overwhelming. Nothing that spoils you enjoying these records. I think I've done quite well. A lot of people probably would have walked away from them. I know that. I'm glad I got them. I'm glad that they've all, you know, all the records have come up nice. They all sound okay. They all play okay. It's going to sound a bit big-headed, but I feel like I've saved these records. I think if I hadn't have got these, I think they would have ended up in a bin somewhere, or made into bowls or something like that. Nothing wrong with that, don't get me wrong, but you know, I think I've saved these records, and I think these records will last for a few more years now if they're looked after properly. And like I've said before, they're not not pristine copies, they're not mint copies, they are playable copies. They are acceptable playable copies as well now. Yes, some of the covers aren't that good, but they all sound absolutely amazing. You know, I'm actually quite surprised how good they do sound, because when I did the unboxing, some of them looked really, really ropey, and there was a couple that I did think I might have to throw away, but I've managed to salvage every one of them. Some people won't bother. It's like the Revolver one where there was pen on the cover. I thought, well, I'm just going to try and get it off. A lot of people would have thought, well, I can't be asked to do it. But I think that has made that album more acceptable. And that had a nasty scratch on it as well, didn't it? On side one, I think it was. And I didn't think that was going to play in it, and that plays faultless. They all play really, really nice. Would you have bothered with them? If you see, this is the collector in me. If I see a record, even if I've already got, I mean, all these I've got copies of anyway. A lot of people have bought them, and I bought them, I've cleaned them, I put the time into clean them, put the time into play them as well, and they are good records. Yes, £3 a record, it's not a lot, is it? But they are now saved, and that's the moral of the story. They're saved for future Beatles fans or record fans, or yeah, if you're, you know, one of these collectors where something's got to be in mint condition and you're just going to buy it just for the sake of owning it and probably not going to play it, and if you do play it, you're going to put on a record deck that's probably cost you a few £1000s, then these aren't for you. For me, they're playable copies, and that's what they will be, is playable copies. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. A quick shout out to everybody that is supporting me, liking my videos, leaving comments, and obviously subscribing. There's plenty more videos to come over the next few months. There might even be another one today. So if you've got to the end of this video, thank you very much. I hope I haven't gone on too much, and I think I'm going to leave it there. Feel free to leave me comments on whether you would have done what I've done, bought these and put the time into clean them, and basically I've saved them, and I've saved them for future generations to listen to, or for me to listen to, or to pass them on to people or whatever. They have been saved now, and like I say, there is plenty of life left in them. Yes, they're not the best copies in the world, don't get me wrong, but they are acceptable playable copies. So until the next time, it's Beatle Dave wishing you all peace, love and happiness. Whatever you're doing, please stay safe. And on the next video, I hope I'm not going to sound quite as groggy as this. Excuse me, not put on. So until the next time, whatever you're doing, please stay safe, and I will see you all very, very soon. Peace, love and happiness. Ta-ra for now.